here have been in love? Now, how many of you have been in love with someone you shouldn't have been in love with? Yeah. If you're gay or lesbian or even bi, the odds are you have fallen in love with someone who is not inclined in your direction. And it sucks, speaking from personal experience. Up to about age 23, I seem to only fall in love with straight boys. No fun. No fun. But I used to do what I did. And it's not like I ever fell in love with, the big jock football player. Oh no, there were always these sweet, nice-looking, artistic, sensitive types who needed a kind of male role model figure in their life. They were, most of them, very effeminate, which is very funny, because I seem to collect faggy straight men like some people collect Beanie Babies, couple figurines. But never mind about my life. I've gotten over that. That was a phase. But if you've ever been in love with someone you shouldn't be in love with, you'll find yourself doing stupid shit. Stupid shit that if your best friend came to you and was doing this shit, you would say, "You're an idiot! Just forget over it. There are other people out there. Grow up. Stop stalking him." But when you yourself are in the throes of love, you'll do all that stupid shit and you just don't care. And you wonder, what is wrong with me? Why am I crazy? What is going on? Why am I sitting outside this guy's apartment at 2 a.m. in the freezing cold, hoping I'll get a glimpse of him walking by the window? Well, no, I haven't done that. I have known people who have. At that point that you're in the throes of that agony, that love, all thoughts of complex brain chemistry and pheromones and science go out the window. But I'll bet you the thought that there might be some crazy little motherfucker out there flying around, randomly shooting arrows into people and driving them nuts, boy, does that make sense at that moment. In which case, the myth of Eros is quite true. It's a story. It's a myth. It's a tale. It's not literally true, but it has meaning for our lives. And boy, were the ancient Greeks smart to realize that Eros, erotic love, is one of the most primal forces in the universe that no one can resist. So myths are very powerful. As long as you're a top, you're still a man. As long as you're a top, you're still a man. So as long as you're the fucker and not the fucky, you're cool. This attitude was especially prevalent in the Italian communities, the Italian working class communities. Italian immigrants were almost always all men. Come to this country to get a job and either send money back home or to send money to eventually bring the family here, or sometimes just to come here, work, make money, and then go back home after a while. And that means you're all guys, and quite often you find a younger guy to fool around with. Which, by the way, in the Mediterranean world, as we know, going back to the Greeks and Romans, was pretty common. And those attitudes still existed into the modern age. So for Italians, if you were a guy and you had a boyfriend who was late teens, early 20s, and you were a little older, well, that's it should be. He's young. He's still a boy. He's not really a man yet. It's okay to fuck him. No, don't fuck me, because I'm a man too. So as long as you were the top, you were okay. Now, what if you were the bottom? Well, if you were up to a certain age, no one thought anything of it. If you were older, if you were, say, like my age, then you should probably expect some ribbing. People making a lot of jokes about you being a big girl and all that. But to be honest, that occasionally led to fisticuffs. You have a fight with someone, and after the brawl, you go have a drink, and no one really cares. Don't teach birth control. Have the highest rates of teen pregnancy and the highest rates of abortion. Because, why?
people have sex anyway.
Yeah, abstinence doesn't work, well, abstinence does work if you practice it. Teaching abstinence doesn't work. People want to have sex. People want to have sex, which means if you're trying actually not to have kids, ooh, well, this raises all sorts of questions. Number one being, well, I guess sex, it's not just for reproduction anymore, which means it could be done for fun. But we have to be careful that we're not reproducing. Well, how might you do that?
Have sex with someone of the same gender?
That's one.
Oral sex.
Oral sex.
Anal sex.
Anal sex. Hand jobs. Often people practice this. Coitus interruptus, what's that?
Pulling out.
Pulling out. And what do you call people who practice coitus interruptus? Parents. Yes. Guys, you know, you have about a 2-second window of opportunity, if that, when it's time and you're in the throes of passion with someone you love and you're going to pull out. Yeah, good luck with that. It is apparently, new studies have shown, about 70% effective, but that's still a 30% chance you're going to reproduce. So yes, people who practice coitus interruptus, often called parents. So, of course, there are plenty of accident babies, unintended pregnancies, and you get third or fourth children that are sometimes not wanted, but quite often people are finding non-procreative sex to be an option, and one of those options is have sex with someone of the same gender. It's kind of an unintended consequence of this, which is all related to the industrialization, which is creating cities, and this is happening all through the 19th century. Another thing that's factoring into it is there are new ideas about gender. Last time, I think I mentioned the traditional view of women. What was it? How were women viewed up to this point in time? Yes?
They were kind of like crazy, and they were the ones who were trying to, they're always horny, always sexual, wanting to take over the men. Irrational.
Yep, exactly. Irrational, horny, given over to their baser lusts. Men, on the other hand, were rational and calm, and if men went crazy, it was usually because of the woman. It was her fault. This has been the way it was since Greek times. This all changed with both the American and French revolutions. Why? Well, because the men were off fighting, and women needed to be at home raising the kids. Well, are you going to leave your children in charge of a crazy whore?